Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and Mustangs. I'm Teresa Wu, and today we'll be discussing the impact that World War II has on the United States. World War II has really impacted the United States due to the increase of production demands for military resources. President Roosevelt created the War Protection Board in order to convert factories and plants from consumer-oriented production to military production. Factories that used to produce soft drinks now fill shells with explosives instead of filling bottles with liquid. Automobile factories now produce tanks and trucks and armored personnel carriers and aircrafts. Some shipyards were able to assemble ships as fast as 4 days because they used prefabricated parts that allowed the ship to be quickly assembled. The War Production Board ensured that certain industries received the necessary materials even if they were in short supply. Next up, we have Iris speaking about the Office of Price Administration.
In other recent news, the federal government needed to prevent the rise of inflation that occurred during World War I. The rising incomes and falling production of consumer goods were bound to cause prices to soar. To combat this economic behavior, Roosevelt established the Office of Price Administration, which instated price ceilings, rent control, and a system of rationing. Consumers were given a limited number of coupon books and stamps to control the supply of goods. These tactics successfully allowed America to avoid serious inflation during the war. Now we go to Shanali for 2 interviews with specialists on the National War Labor Board and war bonds.
Can I interview you about the National War Labor Board?
Sure, go ahead.
Why did the government find it essential to establish the NWLB?
Well, the government found it essential to establish the NWLB because they needed to meet the wartime production goals and settle labor disputes through mediation and arbitration.
How did it affect the people?
The NWLB affected the people. That's the government restricted equal increases in the cost of living, so citizens didn't really weren't getting as much money.
What did the people do in response?
They responded in strikes, and since they responded in strikes, President Roosevelt had to take possession of the nation's railroads, so he could prevent workers from. It prevented a threatened strike by railroads.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, can I interview you? Yeah, go ahead. So how do you think war bonds affected the people?
Okay, so war bonds made government collect money from people and use it in war efforts, which caused people to spend less money on goods.
How do you think the government convinced people to give into war bonds?
So the government drives to sell bonds and collect materials and money boosted the spirit, the patriotic spirit, and also the movie stars and comic book heroes played a great role in it.
What's your opinion on war bonds?
I think that war bonds are fair because they make everyone participate and contribute to the war efforts. It helps in battleship and it unites the country.
Thank you.
Well, Iris, I guess you won't be drinking any more Coca-Cola in recent times because all the factories are producing military-grade stuff.
I think I'd rather drink some Coca-Cola than eat some explosive shells.
Well, I guess the explosive shells would be pretty detrimental to your health. Well, folks, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for tuning in.